Home of the famous filming location for the movie Blue Lagoon and less than 50 kilometers away from the spot where they filmed Castaway, the Yasawa Islands are home to some of the most beautiful remote islands in all of Fiji. And the best part is, these are the easiest remote islands to visit in the country. In this video, we're going to look at the must-see and must-do things, the logistics of getting here, and explore the awesome culture and history of the Yasawas.
These are the Yasawa Islands.
Fiji Airways is now ranked number 14 in the world, which says a lot for a country that is home to less than 1 million people. Once in Fiji, you're going to have to narrow down where you want to go because there are 332 islands to choose from. This is where the Yasawa Islands step in as being the easiest option to go visit some of the ridiculously beautiful outer islands. The main reason the Yasawas are so easy to visit is that the transportation that services these islands is surprisingly good for a remote oceanic country. The most popular way to get out here by far is with the Yasawa Flyer. This is a ferry service that leaves from Port Denarau daily at 8:30 a.m. and stops at almost every resort in the southern end of the archipelago. A super comfortable catamaran that runs like clockwork, it acts as a sort of public transportation like a metro system in a big city. You can also get out here by helicopter, although 4 times the price of the Flyer, it's gonna get you here 20 times as fast. Not only are you gonna save time, you're gonna get some of the most wicked views of the coral reefs and islands imaginable. There's also a seaplane that services the islands, yet operations are still limited since the global events of 2020. Cruise ships are also a really popular way to come out and enjoy the islands with their catered itineraries. No coincidence the company is called Blue Lagoon Cruises. And if you are fortunate enough to have your own boat, there are plenty of spots for you to moor up for the night safely and comfortable in the Yasawas. So getting here is a breeze, but it's the environment that awaits you that makes these islands some of the most memorable in the world. From volcanic rock pool terrain, epic coconut-lined beaches, grassy hills that overlook coral reefs, jungle terrain, and caves both above and below the water, these are islands with a lot of character and loads of cool micro-environments for you to explore when you're here. In total, there are 20 islands that cover an area of 135 square kilometers. Daytime highs can reach the low 30s in summer and mid-20s in the winter. When you envision a tropical paradise oasis, the Yasawas are stereotypically postcard perfect. Obviously, why such famous Lost in Paradise movies have been filmed out here. On land, the star of the show is easily the countless coconut trees that are the lifeblood for the local islanders. Just behind the perimeter wall of coconuts, you'll find mangoes, papayas, pineapples, cassava, bananas, breadfruits, and more. A tropical paradise through and through with fantastic marine biodiversity that awaits you under the water. Water temperatures range from 30 degrees during the summer to 24 degrees during the winter. Down here, there are over 1,000 species of fish and 300 species of coral. Fiji is renowned for their soft coral, and although there are plenty of soft corals to see out here, it's the hard coral that steals the show. These corals are the perfect hotels for small fish, and they are the main reason that snorkeling and diving in the area is so good. If you're after big stuff, in between the islands of Dranwanga and Naviti, there is a passage that attracts manta rays from May till October. But aside from this one tiny channel, big stuff is not as common in the Yasawas as it is in other places in the country. The Yasawas, however, are renowned for their stereotypically healthy coral reefs. There are some marine programs in the island that help regenerate these beautiful coral reefs. Guests can sometimes help out the resorts to do some coral propagation on coral nurseries just like these. In recent years, the waters have been warming, and although the reefs have not had widespread bleaching, they are starting to feel the pressure of a changing climate. So now is the time to come visit while the islands are still in magnificent shape. You wouldn't go to Paris and not visit the Eiffel Tower, nor should you come to the Yasawas and not do a few activities out on these amazing coral reefs. hiking is not something most people associate with remote tropical vacations, but the hiking here is absolutely legendary. And the main reason for that is that once you get to these high points, you get an amazing bird's eye view of the coral reefs that surround the Yasawa Islands. As we saw earlier, the underwater world to explore out here is absolutely legendary. All homestays and resorts have some type of snorkeling excursions you can do either by boat or from shore. Scuba diving is only offered at some resorts in the Yasawas, yet it caters beautifully to all levels of experience. Almost all of the dive sites can be done by beginners, and the conditions can be fantastic for completing PADI open water courses or discover scuba diving experiences. The Sawa-i-Lau Caves are not just one of the best things to do in the Yasawas, but one of the top 10 things to do in the entire country. Only accessible from the most northern resorts and homestays, you definitely do not want to miss an opportunity to go visit these caves. What makes them so special is that this island is the only island with limestone rock in all of the Yasawas, and depending on your level of comfortability in the water, there is plenty of cave to explore. Only open from Monday to Saturday, so if you're on a tight timetable, remember that the caves will be closed on Sundays. These images barely do justice to portraying how awesome these caves truly are. If you're up in the north of the Yasawa Islands, it would be a shame to miss an experience in this wonderful water labyrinth. Village visits are a must-do activity when visiting these special islands. When staying at a resort that has crafted a specific experience for your enjoyment, it's easy to overlook the real way of life for the local Fijians. The villages here are truly unique, and the locals' way of life is wonderfully different from the Western world. We will look at this in more detail in the final chapter of this video, but don't forget when you're out in these islands to go visit the charming local villages. Now, although drinking Kava is not mandatory, no self-respecting tourist should ever leave Fiji without trying the local drink. Kava is a mild narcotic drink that is made from ground down kava roots and filtered like coffee in water. You gotta enjoy a bowl or 12 with the locals while singing songs and sharing a laugh. Now, if you plan your trip for the right time of year, there's a few other special activities you might have the chance to enjoy. Fiji Day on the 10th of October is just like Independence Day in the US. There can even be food eating competitions just like in America. If you're lucky enough to time it correctly, you just might be able to catch a rugby game in the Yasawa Islands as they have their own professional team, although they rarely play home games out here due to logistical reasons. In order to enjoy the islands to their fullest, you're going to have to select the right accommodation for you, and the Yasawa Islands has a wide variety to choose from. From 7-starred private chartered yachts that cost over €500,000 a week, 5-star resorts like the one out at Turtle Island, all the way down to the quaint homestays you'll find in the heart of the local villages, there is something here for everybody's needs and budget. Most of the resorts have fixed compulsory meal plans, so either this is going to help you simplify your holiday or frustrate you depending on how you like to do things. Although resorts are a fantastic way to relax, if it's culture you're seeking, staying in homestays is by far going to be the best choice for you on your next holiday. It just really all depends on how you want to experience the Yasawas. Connecting with new people is a main ingredient for making memorable vacation memories that you'll remember for decades. Almost everyone out here in the Yasawas speaks English fluently, so communicating at a deeper level other than just saying hello and thank you is possible for all tourists that speak English.
The spoon.
No spoon, no problem.
The people of the Yasawa live a much simpler life. Community is not just a word that gets thrown around like it does in the Western world. People here are actually connected. Everybody knows everybody, and word of mouth spreads quickly via the coconut telephone. The cornerstone of their culture that sets them apart from other tropical nations is their love for music. Everybody out here sings, whether it's Sunday church, parties, meke, or Kava ceremonies in the evenings, there is always a tune to be sang. The pace of life for the islanders out here is very different than the hustle and bustle found in the Western world. At the end of the day, if you're someone who wants to experience stereotypical Paradise Fiji, just like in the movies, then don't hesitate to book your next Fijian vacation out here in the Yasawa Islands. Thanks again, guys, for watching. If you like this video, you know what to do. Hit the subscribe button to stay tuned for our upcoming videos, and always remember, adventures don't happen at home.